Is it possible that a rangefinder that costs $69 is any good? We'll find out that answer together straight ahead. Hello friends, Bill here. Welcome inside the studio for just a few moments before we head out onto the golf course to truly test out the WoSport L16 Rangefinder that retails for $69. Now, if you're like me and you've used high-end rangefinders for a long time, you're probably a little bit skeptical. And hey, listen, I don't know what's in this box. We're going to open it up together and explore things together. My gamer rangefinder forever has been provided by Bushnell, and I've climbed through the ranks with the various iterations that they have put out. And we have also been privileged and blessed to test a number of rangefinders from all different categories and all different companies. Everybody's kind of got their different proclivities and needs for a rangefinder. Some of you love to have a GPS version in your hand so that you can see a picture of the entire hole. And then if you're like me, you're kind of more concerned with locking in on a specific target. Well, now this WoSport L16 is not only unique for its price point, but they also make some pretty heady claims about features, especially when you compare these claims to some of the other brands that we know cost many times more than the L16. So here we go. First time ever, we're going to crack this open and see what the L16 looks like and feels like. And then in just a few moments, we're going to take it out to the golf course. So the packaging, as you would expect, is going to be pretty Spartan. This comes in this black box. However, once we pull it open, we have a very familiar feel, and that is the protective case, Velcroed shut. And once we pull out the L16, the first thing I'm kind of checking for is its heft, its feel of stability and sturdiness. And the reality is it does feel pretty sturdy. It's not lightweight. It doesn't feel like it's made out of, really, really cheap plastic. That's a good sign. We don't want to have something come out of the box and it crumbles in your hand right away. So some of the features that we're talking about here with the L16, it claims to have a 0.3 second flag lock with accurate readings up to 300 yards. Now, some will have a little bit longer reading distance, but up to 300 yards. And frankly, if you're playing the game, not sure how often you need a distance terribly precise beyond 300 yards. It also offers slope on and off mode so that you can be in compliance during practice and competitive rounds. The L16 also has an active scan mode so that you can quickly get numbers to various targets. There is a built-in magnetic mount to attach to the golf cart, and it also has a rechargeable USB-C cable and port so that you're not changing out traditional batteries that pop in. One of the things that we will definitely want to keep an eye on is how long a charge lasts. You don't want to have to be recharging your distance measuring device every round that you play, so hopefully it has a robust charging life to it. So when you get a look at the entire kit, it's fairly straightforward. We've got the L16, we've got the charging cable, we've got a nice case to keep it in with the carabiner on the back to attach to your bag if you want to keep it there. We've got some directions that, let's face it, we're not going to read, even though we probably should. So what I'm going to do now is give this thing a good charge, and we will leave the studio and head out onto the golf course to put it through its paces. Okay, we're out of the studio. We're at the golf course. I've got the L16, and throughout our on-course testing, I'm going to run it up against my gamer, which is the Bushnell Tour V7 Shift. So one of the first claims on the L16 is that it has the magnetic bite capabilities. So first we'll throw the Bushnell up here because this thing is rock solid. That magnet is really, really good. And if this can match it, that's very important. You don't want to stick something up here and have it fall off. And I'm going to tell you right now, that initial bite, it's not there. I mean, I'm going 1 mile an hour right now, and this thing is very loose in this spot. So at least in the first of the comparisons that we would make between the Bushnell and this one, I wouldn't put too much faith in the magnetic bite capabilities, because if you hit a big bump, I have a feeling this thing is going to clang down and end up on the cart path. So there's one test. Okay, so we know we're not going to rely on the magnet thing, but how about the most important aspect of the rangefinder, and that is finding the range. So I'm on a par 4. I want to get the distance to the bunker that's in the front right side of the green. I used the Bushnell. I'm going to get 293 to that. I'd like to say that that's within my range. It's not. We break out the L16 and we get the number that's 294.2. So not too bad on the first of the distance comparisons. One of the claims on this is that over 300 yards, it gets a little less accurate. So just under 300, held up pretty well. Okay, we've got them both in our hands again. So this time I'm going to get a number to the tree that's on the right side of this hole. So right up the cart path, if you want to take a look at that, you'll know what I'm getting. It's the one that's sitting out there by itself on the corner. The L16 tells me it's 156.6, and with the slope adjustment, 152.2. Again, we're trying to see how close distances are compared to the Bushnell. So we go same tree, same spot. We got 156, and with the slope, it's down to 151. So it's a variance of a yard. I don't think that's all that bad, right? So we've got a pretty good early indication that distances are quite comparable. I've got slope turned on for both of the units, and we'll give it a couple more tests here before we draw our final conclusions. All right, for our final distance test, my buddy Pat, who's riding in the cart with me today. Pat, before you get the number to that tree out there, what is your lifetime experience with rangefinders?
I'm a limited user.
Like you don't have one?
No, I do not.
Okay, so this is all fresh for you. So what we're going to do is we're going to have Pat get a number to that tree up in the corner of this par 5. Start with the Bushnell if you would. I want to get your feel for that first. And just tell us what the number is and then kind of how you feel with the stability of that unit.
381.
That's well within your wheelhouse.
Oh, absolutely.
Bushnell feel pretty good, pretty solid.
Yeah, I like the feel of
Number comes in quick. How about the display inside that Bushnell?
Very clear.
Nice and bright. Okay.
That's what I like. And it's easy to get your target and get a number and feel confident with that number.
Now he's going to try the L16. Same tree.
382.4.
All right, so the numbers are pretty comparable. And now describe your feel and your experience and your thoughts with that one.
Yeah, I'm a bigger guy. I got bigger hands. I mean, I like the size of the Bushnell. It just fits my hand better. It's kind of like, to me, I shoot pistols. You want something that fits your hand well, and I think the Bushnell fits better. This is definitely lighter.
How about the display inside the
display? Not quite as crisp or clear either.
Okay.
I definitely think the Bushnell is a lot clearer display.
So I have not biased this at all with you, right? We've ridden together for a few holes, and I've been telling you I'll break it all to you in the last bit.
I'm looking to purchase, so I'm kind of glad we had the opportunity to
this
test
one,
it out.
depending on the market, is going to be in that range of $300 to $400.
Yeah.
How much do you think the L16 is?
200.
$69.
Ooh, that's quite a big difference.
So for somebody who really is looking to buy their first rangefinder, you've experienced both sides of both of them, including the price variance. What's your best guess as to the direction you might take?
I probably lean towards the Bushnell.
Yeah.
I mean, I know it's more expensive, but it just, I'm a deer hunter, and Bushnells, I'm very familiar with their products, and I had nothing but quality.
You have brand awareness with that.
Absolutely.
Yeah, for sure. So for somebody who is really in their beginning stages, looking for their first ever rangefinder, what would your thoughts be about this one?
I mean, I'd be worth a try. I mean, to me, I think you're going to, especially depending on what your handicap is, I think you can get some good distance that's very consistent. It seems to be reliable as far as distance and slope. So I think it'd be a good try if you're just getting into a rangefinder.
Okay, we have shown you this up close in the studio. We've walked through most of the key features, and here on the golf course, we've kept everything in mode 2, which is that pin lock mode. We've shown you the magnet, and it's a little bit shaky, and we've compared everything up against the top of the line from Bushnell, so now you can make your own decision whether you go for the most frequently used brand or if you want to try something that's much more economical in the L16. Again, a rangefinder for $69. That, my friends, is pretty rare. Thanks for joining us. Hit subscribe if you would, and we'll see you next time.